We said that you were the one that hosted IPOB on that 30th of May at Edinburgh.
Well,
so we appreciate you so much.
Thank you so much, Baba. Thank
and
you.
we are looking forward to see you on the 30th of May.
Me too.
My little contribution tonight is just a little story about somebody who saw where slaves are working in the farm. So he was so pity to the slaves that he was thinking, do these people at all know that they are slaves? Do they know at all that they are slaves? So what he did was he tactically joined them into their labor camp.
Right.
Then in there, he was preaching to them. Do you know what you are? And along the line, he was able to save some of them. So when he saved some of them, those who were equally seeing those slaves as his slaves were thanking him, praising him for what he did. He told those people who were thanking him and praising him for what he did that he would have done more if those people who are slaves knew that they are slaves.
Is it a top man or true man?
What am I saying in effect? We would have been able to save a lot of souls in Nigeria through your program, if at all they understand that they are in a mess.
Only if they knew.
But the truth remains that they don't understand that they are in a mess. But I will tell you the truth, and the truth is that what we should do about Nigeria is what Bob Marley said in his redemption song. He said that total destruction is the only solution.
It is.
The only solution to save souls in Nigeria is to dismember that particular country so that a lot of life will be saved.
Still be saved. You know, people
if it did not happen.
See, Mazi, people need to understand something, that when we say break it up, we are not saying smash it. It is a literal word for this whole thing that they force together in parts is breaking apart already, but they are still forcing it together. But in the course of trying to force it together, lives are being lost, livelihood are being lost, investment are being destroyed, future is being shattered.
You are correct.
Are being destroyed. Can't we just have this conversation and peacefully break it up and save all these lives?
That is it.
Sir, but people don't want to understand. Some don't want to.
That is one thing. That's one thing that is happening in that country. People don't want to understand the naked truth.
No.
That these people you are calling your leaders are the people who are benefiting from your sufferings.
That's right.
That the people that are putting you into perpetual sufferings. But at the same time, when they give you peanuts, you will come out and start praising them.
Defending them.
There was one of these Idris that spoke tonight.
Yes.
He made my day. It is true that he was misunderstanding what the Igbos meant to Nigeria. But through your program, you have saved a lot of souls.
I believe.
But let me tell you the truth.
So,
I know that the problem we are having with our brothers, the Yorubas, is because we are of the same DNA. That is it.
Something that was supposed to just be a healthy competition between us, they have now started to politicize it, to turn it into
we are of the
hatred.
same DNA. We are of the same DNA. Because when you look at most of the names, most of the cultures in Yoruba land, they are very, very similar to those in Igbo land. I was able to serve in a place called Igbo, Ijan, in the present Ekiti state. Ijan, in the present Ekiti state, in a particular village called Iboma. In that particular village, the way the indigenous of that particular place received me, the day I was leaving, everybody was crying. Even myself was crying. They never believed that an Igbo man from nowhere could come to their village and serve as if that particular village is his village. And myself never believed that I would be received the way I was received in that particular village called Iboma. And when you hear that name, Iboma, it is exactly an Igbo name. In Igbo, we call it Iboma, but there they call it Iboma. So all I'm trying to say, in effect, is that the Yorubas and the Igbos are brothers. But what is happening is that the enemies came in between them and bring trouble among them. So all I'm trying to say is that
they planted distrust, they planted suspicion, doubt
among us.
And that is that moment, it became so almost impossible to actually genuinely trust ourselves.
That is the truth about it. That is the truth about it. So there is something I want to ask you tonight, because there was something I told you one time. I participated in this program. I said that I don't follow you live, but this program used to be my breakfast in the morning, used to be my lunch in the afternoon if I did not finish it, and my dinner. But thank God today that I was able to follow you live. And there is this particular thing I would like you to throw light on.
Please.
That is this particular program being hosted by Arise Television.
Okay.
Which involves Dr. Abati and co.
Right.
Please, can you set your searchlight on that particular program and say something about Dr. Abati? Because I don't know exactly what Dr. Abati wants in Nigeria. If you see his contributions and his opinions about what is happening in Rivers State, I was wondering, from which planet is Dr. Abati coming from? Because Dr. Abati, with that program, is fueling this crisis in Rivers State. Because he is belittling the governor of Rivers State, trying to find out what he signed, whether he is a baby when he signed that. But people are trying to explain to Dr. Abati that even if he signed that, whatever he signed is unconstitutional. What we are talking about now is constitutional issue. But Dr. Abati every time is using that program to poison the mind of so many people. Please, can you put your searchlight on that particular program and see what you can say about Dr. Abati? And at times, if you don't call him doctor, it seems that maybe you don't know the importance of PhD, as if he is the only person that has PhD in Nigeria as a journalist. So please, I am not happy, and I know that with your program, if you put your satellite on it, you will at least address him and let him know that if he is an elderly man or an educated man or an intelligent man, he should act as wise.
He should. Thank you so much.
Please, it is very, very important. And I said that anytime I called, I will point it out to you. Dr. Abati is not helping Nigeria. I know that he is in bed with the politicians. I never knew that he's an Yoruba man. And I knew that there was a time he wanted to contest for the governorship of Ogun State. He is still in politics. So what he is trying to do is to protect his interests, so that Nigeria can be burning until he gets what he wants in Nigeria. And we will not allow him. Thank you.
Bless you, Mazi. That's so loaded. Thank you so much for all of that. What happened is that I don't know who listened to Abati and find him in any way as a serious, contributor to whatever it is. Like, he is expected to kind of speak on behalf of the establishment most of the time. Then once in a while, he wants to be objective and all that. So, but I get where I get where he's coming from. Especially when you have a platform where you have millions of people that are plugged in most of the time, or a platform where you give the impression that you will be putting the government on their toes, or rather, you are using the same platform to help the government to keep hoodwinking the people. So I get where you're coming from, It's just that the best we can do is to continue to point such hypocrisy out, okay, and continue to water them down enough that those who listen to them will not actually be convinced or confused by their biased positions and all that. So yeah, once you see any of them, call on to the Mayegun's Diary, Mayegun's Diary Political, and share that. And if it is Akpati himself too, yeah, come here and tell us about him. Okay, but apart from that, we can only try and help those who does listen to them to be careful, because we know where they are coming from and we know what they stand for. So believing them is at your own peril. Please, if you are still watching me, right, it's quite strange that we are unable to get to 1,000, despite the fact that we are nearly 2,000 on YouTube. So I hope those of you who are still here will go back there and help me tap it and take me to 1,000 or more. Here is another caller. Hello there.
Hello, my evening. Good evening.
Hello, sir. Is that, sorry, who is this?
It's Mrs. Adiola from Dublin.
It is Mrs. Adiola from Dublin. Sir, I'm sorry, ma'am. I was looking at that number. I was like, this should be Dublin, but oh no, I'm not sure. So thank you so much, ma'am. How are you this evening?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm very well, ma'am. Thank you so much for calling in.
Nice. I take care of everybody at home.
Everyone is fine. And how is everybody in the household too?
Yeah, we're good. We're good. We thank God.
Yes,
we thank God.
Please.
Yeah, thank you so much, Michael. Thank you for all the expose and the hard work. God bless you.
Thank you. Amen.
God will continue to uplift you. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate you.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
The last time I called, though I've tried after that time, I wasn't successful. But the last time I was on air, I said that I zeroed my mind about talking about Nigeria, because
you did.
I just don't know, because we have been saying and saying and saying. I'm always advising you that Michael, don't stop, please continue. But sometimes me myself, I want to keep quiet about it. Because it's as good as
it can be very draining.
It is draining,
but not talking about it also is something I don't know how we are going to handle that. Because if I just said that, let's just take a week break. A lot of you who are so tired about this, hearing this same thing again and again every now and then, you begin to miss it. Oh my God, I don't even know what's going on in that place. My ego has not been on for a while. That's how concerned we are. That's how much we want things to be different and better in that place, because it affects all of us too. So it is draining. I agree. It can be very draining.
I tell you, do you know that time during the governorship election? I want to tell you, part of, let me just say, of course, how bad things are, but just one part of it I want to say this line.
Right.
My cousin, I have a cousin, I don't know if she's listening to me right now, but she's a Lagos Abobaku, because of Lagos, and I'm a Lagosian, one of them. My elder brother, somebody, impregnated somebody who is an Igbo person, and then, which means my brother has a child, from an Igbo woman, you understand?
Okay.
And being my cousin, it means she's also a cousin to my brother. You understand?
Yeah.
So they were, she was now talking and she's now saying, why would an Igbo person come and be governor in Lagos State and this and that? And I said, okay, fine. That's our cousin, that's my brother, that one that you used to play with, that one that we used to eat together in the same bowl. Do you know that an Igbo person, has a child for him?
He has a son that is half Yoruba.
Do you know that?
Do you?
Are you saying that in another 10 or 20 years, that boy, that his son, cannot contest in Lagos State? We that we are Isale Kogo. Are you saying that boy that belongs to my brother from an Igbo woman cannot come and contest in Lagos State? You, this cousin that is also a cousin to that my brother. Is that what you are telling me right now?
And what did she say?
She couldn't answer. She couldn't answer. You don't have answers to these things, Michael. You don't have answers to them. You just want to talk.
I mean, the hypocrisy stinks, ma, right? If all of us, including those who are shouting out this about Bakusma, if all of us look into our family, we will see that a lot of us have, I mean, we have family members, okay, who also who shared blood relation with other tribes across Nigeria. All of us, take a look at your family, look deeper, you will see a member of your family, right, that has this beautiful, tribal or ethnic connection with other people. It used to be a great thing, ma. You say, oh, I'm so jealous of you. Look at you. You are Igbo, you are Yoruba. If you want to be there, you'll be here. Now they want to make it that bad. Ma, some of them have the same family, Sheyi Tinumbu, and the rest of them, they have their Igbos married into their families.
And most of them, and when you ask them, they have no answer.
They don't.
They can't answer you. I called on Nnamdi Kanu's program when he was still doing the program, and I asked him, "Do you know if there is any relationship between Yorubas and the Igbo?" Look at the answer coming from the last caller that just called on the show now. Look at the same thing. He's repeating the same thing. And I think this question was about 2 years ago, 3 years ago that I called on Nnamdi Kanu's show, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's show.
Right.
And he told me, he explained just this same, thing that happened to this last caller now. That what he understood is that in a Yoruba land, there is an Igbo Oba or something, that there's a Yoruba name. So there's a connection somewhere. There's something that binds us together. So I don't know where all this hypocrisy, all this bigotry, all this thing is coming from.
Politics. That's where it's coming from. Politics.
Jesus Christ.
None of it is for any sort of educational purposes. No, just for the hatred and for politics.
But they're not benefiting anything from it.
They are not. That's why we have to make them realize that you are not benefiting anything. All these things you are helping them to share, hatred that you are helping them to promote, it is not for your own good. Those who are pushing it, they don't even like you. They don't like us, man.
They are the worst thing.
They don't like us.
When there's no electricity, you are the worst heat. There's no water. There's no good road. They are the worst heat. If they are kidnapping, it's you people they will kidnap, not their own family.
So they don't even like us. Why would I want to carry hatred of people who also hate me to go and help them hate those they consider as a threat? Igbo is not a threat to me. No Igbo man is a threat to me. And that should be very clear. And I'm not a threat to any Igbo man. If you remove politics from the whole thing, we do not have any reason to hate ourselves. Of course, here we are.
The earlier they realize that these people don't care about them, the better for these people. The better for them. They don't care an iota for them, about them. They don't give a damn about them.
Have you met
what is happening now?
Milady, have you met all these self-hating Igbos before? The ones that will tell you, my own people, I'm Igbo. Our own is too much. Let us be honest. Our own is too much. That is why everybody don't like us. That's why everybody wants to fight. Those are the self-hating Igbos that believes that if they say that, maybe some of these, some of these xenophobic Yorubas will now say, "Thank you, Jare Emeka. That's why I like you. You are very honest." This is an Igbo man. He's saying that the Igbos, they are own too much. You are just a self-hating Igbo. And that should stop if you are one of them. Okay? You will never be in the good book of those that are trained to hate you, except you make them respect you. They have to respect you, not love you. I say that to people all the time anyway.
Not love you.
They have to respect you.
They don't want to love you.
Yeah, you need to respect
you. They love
your
you.
love.
No, you don't need to love you.
So if you give me love, but it's a love of fake love. Oh, I love you so much. Oh, I love you. Let me give you a cuddle. Then I turn around. You stab me in the back where I can't even touch the knife. Keep your love. If you respect me, you will.
They don't even need you to look back. They will stab you in front of you. You facing them will stab you, Nigeria. They don't need you to look back. They don't need you to look back.
Now, me stab you for front. So what do you want to do? I say, sister Yinka.
That's the thing.
You know that kind of thing. It is Nigeria, so you have to kind of know what you want and why you want it. And as Yorubas, we will never die in their war. Let the politicians fight their war. Don't use Yoruba to fight the war of Yoruba criminals who don't even love Yoruba in the first place. They don't love it.
For that country, the best thing is to break up that country. I said it and I'll continue saying it. Nigeria will never it's never a country.
It's not.
It's never meant to be a country in the first place.
No.
It's the only country that was not made by God.
No.
God did not make Nigeria.
No.
We all